Okay.
MD1 is refusal to provide medical assistance. Refusing to provide medical assistance, including performing CPR or giving meds without a justified RP reason, as long as there's no threat to the medic's life, including situation when armed players are present at the scene. Punishment one reprimand. MD2 is providing medical aid during dangerous situation. Selling medication or resuscitating players in situations that threaten the life and health of both the medic and the player, including but not limited to during an escalating conflict, an active shootout, a turf war, etc. Punishment, one warning. MD3 is compliance with project rules. Medical personnel are required to comply with all established project rules. Punishment from one warning to one reprimand, depending on the leadership decision. MD4 is improper RP behavior, failure to adhere to RP rules when interacting with players while providing medical assistance or communicating with faction colleagues. Punishment one warning from the leadership, faction leadership. MD 4.1 is disrespectful behavior. Disrespectful behavior towards any player, punishment one reprimand or dismissal depending on faction leadership decision. MD 4.2 is non-compliance with orders, failure to comply with leadership orders or to observe the chain of command within the faction. That's punishment one reprimand from leadership. MD 4.3 is assault civilians. Assaulting civilians with a taser, weapon, or fist without an RP reason. That's dismissal from the faction. MD5 use of weapons. Medical personnel are strictly forbidden from using any weapons. That's dismissal from the faction. MD6 is criminal activity. Intentionally associated with gangs, committing major crimes, including but not limited to theft, vandalism, or murder, or joining factions during activity where medic participation is not intended. That's dismissal from the faction. MD7 use of service vehicles for personal purposes. Using official medical transport for personal travel when not on duty, including civilian jobs, that's punishment one warning. MD 7.1 is use of personal vehicles, using personal vehicles instead of service vehicles to perform faction duties, that's one warning. MD 8 unauthorized issuing of recovery notes, issuing medical certificates outside of a hospital, and issuing medical certificates for monetary compensation, punishment one warning. You have any you have any questions?
Nah, I don't. I understand.
All right, now I will begin by asking a series up to 10 questions. What what made you want to join the medical faction?
Just for the love of people and the love of helping other individuals beside myself. I just want to give back to the community, and I think that this is a great way.
Why is teamwork important in the medical faction?
Say that again.
Why is teamwork important in the medical faction?
Because honestly, teamwork makes the dream work, and in order to get a lot of things done, it takes a village to raise a child. So teamwork makes the dream work for that reason.
What does good communication in the hospital mean to you?
Good communication in the hospital means making sure that you are in tune with your coworkers and making sure that you communicate with them as well as higher ups to let them know exactly how things are performed or if you need any other medical advice. Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here. I had to find another question. What is the importance of the chain of commands?
The importance of the chain of commands is It's very important actually because in order to understand a bigger role or a small problem that may become a bigger issue, that's what the importance of chain of commands is to understand and realize exactly um, what's going on and what you can do to help.
If someone refuses medical treatment, what should you do?
If someone refuses medical treatment,
Yes, sir.
honestly, I mean, it's not much that I can do if they refuse medical treatment. I would advise them, what's best for them. But if they refuse medical treatment, it's really nothing that I can do.
Yeah, make sure you have your body cam on too to ensure that you'll see that blue message pop up that they're denying your service.
Okay, perfect. Definitely. Absolutely.
I have one more question. How would you handle a high stress situation?
You said a high stress situation?
Yeah, how would you handle that?
Well, I would actually try to de-escalate the situation as best as I can. And if there isn't any way that I can de-escalate the situation, then I'm definitely going to go to the higher ups.
All right, that's it for my question. Cam, you have any questions?
Yeah, I'll throw two out there so I could get my credit. How would you deal with being reprimanded from one of your higher ups?
Well, if I'm reprimanded, that absolutely means that I did something wrong. So, in order for it not to happen again, I would have to understand what I did wrong and make sure that I don't do it again. I have no problem being reprimanded because reprimanded means that you're learning from your mistakes. That's all.
Great answer, man. One more from me. What can you just throw out like one or two values that you can bring to the medical faction?
As far as anything that I did wrong, or like in general.
No, any values. Like, what do you bring to the medical faction? Like good energy, positive, anything. Just two values of yours that you can bring to the faction.
Okay, I apologize because I was under interpretation as you said failures, but values is great teamwork, great work ethic, and I'm really a people's person, so I have outstanding and excellent customer service. That's definitely what I could bring. I gave you three.
Awesome, great answers, and that's all from me. So I'll pass it on.
Is it on me? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Could be.
Okay, I'm sorry. When do you spawn the bus?
You said when do I spawn the bus?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay, correct. All right. My next question is, when falling from the sky of an apartment, do you pick up the civilian that fell out of the sky to resuscitate them?
No, they normally show up in the hospital.
Correct. Yeah.
Unless you're on an emergency call and you get called that way.
Say that again.
I said, unless you're on an emergency call and it points you in that direction, because some people will call, some people won't.
You said I'm